ActionSA has today concluded its three-day inaugural policy conference. The party says it remains aware of the fact that its path to government in next year's elections is dependent on working together with other parties. Junior Khumalo spoke to ActionSA's national chairperson, Michael Beaumont, earlier.
Indeed, ActionSA has been hosting its policy conference over the past 3 days here at the Birchwood Hotel in Boksburg. The party has been, amongst other things, talking about what policies it will formulate and implement when it comes to power in the 2024 elections. Among some of the discussions included around education, around land redistribution, and also the controversial Black Economic Empowerment, BEE, which ActionSA has sought to scrap if it gets into power. But with us today is ActionSA's national spokesperson, Michael Beaumont. Mr. Beaumont, thank you so much for joining us. ActionSA has been here over the past 3 days speaking about the policies of the party. But when it comes to next year's elections, ActionSA has been very vocal about going into coalition with other parties. How will then this be implemented, some of these policies be implemented, given that these other parties also have their own policies?
Well, certainly, I think the job of adopting a policy suite like we have is a precursor to an election campaign. We must go out there, we must sell our offer to the South African people, and we must do it in the most compelling manner possible so that we get as many votes as we can, because politics is a game of proportionality. The more support we get, the more we can apply pressure for our policies. Because even as you correctly say, within a group of parties that we are aligned with and work with, there are differences between us. And the more support we can get behind the policies that we've been adopting over the last 2.5 days, the more those policies will be brought to bear in a coalition arrangement that may follow.
Of some of the policies that you have discussed, what are some of the standouts for you, and how are these going to be practically implemented by ActionSA?
Certainly, I think we've always got to start with the economy. It's got to be about jobs. And from that point of view, our economic prosperity policy offers a clear way forward for South Africa, including a basic income stimulus. I think the first proposal of its kind that is projected to create between 1.6 and 2.1 million jobs over a 3-year period and grow our economy at around 5%, among other initiatives. I think the first alternative to BEE, I must correct you if you don't mind, Junior, it's not about scrapping BEE, it's about replacing BEE. ActionSA is for the empowerment of black people, but BEE as a policy has failed. We are talking about repealing it and replacing it with a suite of legislation which includes an opportunity fund that will ensure massive grassroots investment at the level of which opportunity is required, and not just at the level of the millionaires and billionaires that have profited over BEE over all these years. I think certainly from an education standpoint, we've laid some genuine roots about how we can make tertiary education more affordable for more young people, including building many more universities, which we think has been one of the greatest failings of the South African government. And any policy suite will be incomplete without solutions as it relates to the crime that South Africans experience. I think ActionSA is now differentiated from every other party with a tough on crime policy, which includes a throwing away of the keys for violent criminals so that they may never come out and harm another South African again. I think these are unique solutions that are being offered by ActionSA.
Okay, thank you so much. That is Michael Beaumont, ActionSA's national chairperson, saying that they're not trying to scrap BEE, but they're trying to replace it with a more applicable policy offering, which is the opportunity fund that the party has been touting and will be adopting if when this policy conference closes today. For Newzroom Afrika on channel 405, I'm Junior Khumalo in Boksburg.